Nothing in life is better than good food and making something with your own two hands, and Blue Apron is both of those things combined. Blue Apron is the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the country. All ingredients arrive right to your door, guaranteed fresh and ready to cook. It's better than eating fast food, plus it's affordable. Blue Apron is less than $10 per person per meal. Choose from a variety of recipes and get the meals that sound good to you, like the basil pesto chicken with summer vegetable panzanella. Check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/top10. So don't wait, that's blueapron.com/top10. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Truth be told, Pokemon Gold and Silver might be our very favorite games at the office, but just because we love it doesn't mean it's exempt from criticism. Case in point, the Pokemon you're about to see on this list. Let's count them down. Hey, I'm Nervous Nick for Screw Attack's Top 10 Worst Gen 2 Pokemon.
Number 10.
When people incorrectly say stuff like, "They're running out of ideas for Pokemon," they're usually pointing to ones that are based on inanimate objects. To be fair though, these are pretty much always some of the worst looking ones ever. Case in point, PINECO. I mean, what's to say? We are looking at one of the most pitifully uncreative things in all of Pokemon. An actual pine cone with eyes is something you should be seeing in Conker's Bad Fur Day or something, not Pokemon. Even the name is like whoever designed this abomination realized that pinecone was too on the nose, so he just hit backspace twice and then called it good. PINECO is not good, Pokemon Company. Not good.
Number 9.
Yeah, I've mentioned this in worst Pokemon lists before, but there are some pocket monsters that just irrationally fill me with anger as soon as I see them. I don't expect you all to feel the same way about ones that I personally don't like, but I'm also willing to bet we can all agree on Dunsparce. Like, what is this thing? What is this thing? It's called the land snake Pokemon because it can burrow into the ground backwards or something, but then it's got these teeny tiny little wings? According to the Pokedex, it can use them to fly, but only a little. It's so pitiful.
Number 8.
If you want a well-rounded Pokemon team, you're probably gonna want something that can take a lot of damage. In Gen 2, MILTANK fit the bill. Having a MILTANK is awesome, but you know what's not? Fighting a MILTANK. More specifically, WHITNEY'S MILTANK. This thing just refuses to die. Not only does it have a butt ton of HP, but it keeps healing itself with milk drink. So imagine, if you will, having to fight a bipedal cow that prolongs its life by constantly sucking the milk out of its own udders. That is the absurdity of what you're dealing with in this gym battle. And it is a huge pain.
Number 7.
Gen 2 introduced a bunch of baby versions of Gen 1 Pokemon. And hey, if you like these things and thought that they were a valuable and worthwhile addition to the franchise, then that's cool. I've been wrong about things too. Anyway, not only is ELEKID the precursor to one of Gen 1's most forgettable Pokemon, but when it's hungry, it saps the power out of electrical outlets. Your electrical outlets, which jacks up your electric bill. ELEKIDs are freeloaders. Nobody likes freeloaders.
Number 6.
ELEKID may be yellow with stripes, but you know what yellow striped Pokemon we hate even more? Dunsparce. Like, come on, who would willingly choose to have this deformed snake on their team unless it was a joke? And why is Dunsparce so huge? Like, seriously, it's almost 5 feet long. That actually somehow makes it even stupider. In fact, Dunsparce is so dumb that we're putting it on this list twice, and everybody in the comments will be completely fine with it.
Number 5.
In Johto, humans may capture Pokemon for a companionship or something else kind-hearted like that, but in the games, 95% of their purpose is nothing more than making them kill each other. It kind of defeats that whole idea when DELIBIRD can randomly heal its own opponents in battle. This Santa penguin is known for delivering explosive payloads out of its tail to Pokemon that it deems naughty. But yet, there's still a 1 in 5 chance that it'll do just the total opposite. Kinda makes you wonder whose side it's really on.
Number 4.
Sometimes baby Pokemon are really cute. Sometimes they evolve into something you actually like. Other times they're SMOOCHUM. Look, maybe it's just me, but I cannot look at this thing without a cold shiver running down my spine. It makes me pucker up a little. and I'm not talking about my lips. It also doesn't help that SMOOCHUM evolves into Jinx, one of our least favorite Gen 1 Pokemon, so if you hatch a SMOOCHUM, you know that things are not about to get any better.
Number 3.
Going the complete opposite direction of baby Pokemon, some Gen 2 creatures were actually higher evolved versions of Gen 1 monsters. And even though an evolved Pokemon is supposed to be an improvement over the previous model, not quite so with BLISSEY. This time we don't have any complaints about the way BLISSEY looks, just the way that BLISSEY works. Like its previous form Chansey, this thing is designed to be a damage absorbing wall for your team. And all things considered, BLISSEY ain't half bad. Major problem though, Chansey holding an Eviolite actually turns out to be better. And for the uninitiated, a fully evolved Pokemon like BLISSEY can't hold an Eviolite. How do you get one-upped by your so-called inferior self?
Number 2.
So I get that these things are important to the lore or whatever, but does anybody actually like Unknown? I mean, you catch one of these floating hieroglyphs only to find out that it can use exactly one move for its whole existence. Hidden Power. Had it been something a teensy bit worse, I'd say you'd be looking at Gen 2's Magikarp right now. But unlike Magikarp, Unknown never evolves into something better. It just comes in different shapes. I mean, a couple other Pokemon have similar gimmicks, but Unknown has 28 different variations. And you know what happens when you catch every single one of them? Absolutely friggin' nothing. You could be a competitive player or a casual player, but either way, there is nothing appealing about Unknown.
It's number 1.
Not all Pokemon have to be cute or cool looking, we get that. That doesn't mean that we're afraid to point fingers and call some of the other ones ugly. Would you just look at Piloswine? Ugh, it's like a pile of hair with tusks, it's friggin' gross. And it only gets uglier in its shiny form. Ugh. Anyway, the only shiny Pokemon that looks even more revolting is shiny Dunsparce. I don't even want to imagine how I would feel if I finally found a shiny Pokemon in the wild, only for it to be a stupid Dunsparce. Look, all joking aside though, really, think about how reluctantly you would try to catch that thing. Would you really be happy with a shiny Dunsparce? Would you actually show it off to your friends with pride? You had a 1 in 4,000 chance of encountering a shiny Pokemon. Yours was Dunsparce. You lose. And our secret number 11 goes to Pupitar. See, Tyranitar is cool and looks like Godzilla, Larvitar is cute and looks like a baby Godzilla, so what on Arceus's green earth is Pupitar supposed to be? I mean, it's clearly a pupa, but it looks like this is supposed to be in a bug evolutionary line and a programmer somewhere made a mistake.